Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the English Workshop. I am Alex, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host Amy. We are so happy that you have decided to spend some time with us today.
Hello, Alex, and hello to all our listeners around the world. I am doing very well today. It is a beautiful afternoon, and I am feeling quite energized. How are you doing today, Alex?
I am doing great, Amy. To be honest, I am feeling especially good because I just finished a very delicious lunch. You know how it is when you eat something that is both healthy and tasty, and it just gives you that extra boost for the rest of the day.
I know exactly what you mean. That feeling of being satisfied but not too full is the best. And that is a perfect way to start our conversation because today we are talking about one of my favorite topics in the whole world, and that is food.
It is a huge topic. We are going to talk about our daily routines, what we eat for breakfast and lunch, and how we handle cooking for our families. We're also going to share some memories from when we were younger and talk about how food connects us to our history and our culture.
And for those of you listening who are practicing your English, this is a fantastic topic for vocabulary. Food involves so many descriptive words and interesting idioms. So let us start at the very beginning of the day. Alex, are you a breakfast person?
I am a breakfast person now, but I was not always that way. When I was younger, I used to skip breakfast completely.
Oh, really?
I would just have a large cup of coffee and run out the door to work. But I realized that by 11 o'clock in the morning, I was completely exhausted and irritable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now I make it a priority. I usually have a very large green smoothie. I put in spinach and kale and half a frozen banana for sweetness. I also add some almond butter and a bit of protein powder. It looks a bit strange because it is bright green, but it really keeps me going until lunch.
That sounds incredibly healthy. I am impressed. I am a breakfast person too, but I am much more traditional. I love oats. I usually make a bowl of warm porridge with some blueberries and maybe a little bit of honey. On the weekends, though, we go all out. My kids love pancakes. We make a huge stack of them on Saturday mornings, and we put all sorts of toppings on them, like sliced strawberries or maple syrup, or even a little bit of chocolate. It is our favorite family tradition.
That sounds like a wonderful way to start the weekend. I think breakfast is the most important meal because it sets the tone for the day. But what about work? When you are busy at the office or running around with chores, do you find it hard to eat a good lunch?
It can be very difficult. In the past, I would often just grab a sandwich from a shop near the office, but that gets expensive and it is not always the healthiest option.
Right.
Now, I try to do what people call meal prepping. On Sunday evenings, I cook a big batch of something like a quinoa salad with roasted vegetables or a hearty lentil soup. Then I can just put it in a container and take it to work with me during the week. It saves so much time and stress.
That is very organized of you. I am not quite that organized yet. I usually rely on leftovers from the night before.
Leftovers are a lifesaver. Now, let us talk about the actual process of cooking. Do you consider yourself a good cook, Alex?
I would say I am an enthusiastic cook. I am not a professional by any means, but I really enjoy being in the kitchen. For me, cooking is a way to relax after a long day of work. I love the sound of the onions sizzling in the pan and the smell of fresh garlic. It is very sensory. However, I am a very messy cook. By the time I finish a meal, there is flour on the floor and every spoon in the house is dirty.
I think that is a fair trade. I love cooking too, but only when I have time. During the week, it often feels like a race against the clock. I have to find something that is quick to make, but also something that the children will actually eat. That is the hardest part.
That sounds very challenging. My cooking is a bit more selfish because I mostly cook things that I want to eat. One thing I have really enjoyed lately is learning how to make things from scratch. For example, I started making my own pasta sauce.
It really makes a difference. Speaking of supermarkets, do you enjoy grocery shopping? Some people find it therapeutic and others find it a nightmare.
I actually quite like it if the store is not too crowded. I like looking at the different fruits and vegetables and seeing what is in season.
I prefer going to the local farmers market on Sunday mornings. It is a bit more expensive, but the quality's so much better, and I like supporting the local farmers. Plus, you can often find things there that you cannot find in the big supermarkets, like heirloom tomatoes or purple carrots.
I love those markets too. They have such a great atmosphere. Now, Amy, I want to ask you about your childhood. Are there any foods that remind you of being a little girl?
Oh, so many. The strongest memory I have is the smell of my grandmother's kitchen. She used to make a traditional Sunday roast every single week. She would roast a whole chicken with lemon and herbs, and the smell would fill the entire house. Every time I smell roast chicken now, I feel like I am 7 years old again, sitting at her wooden table.
Food is so powerful in that way. It is like a time machine. For me, it is my mother's vegetable soup. Whenever I was sick or feeling sad, she would make a big pot of soup with carrots and celery and little bits of pasta. It was the ultimate comfort food.
That is beautiful. Food really is a way that we show love to each other. But let us talk about the other side of cooking. Have you ever had a complete disaster in the kitchen?
Oh, absolutely. Many times. One that stands out was a few years ago when I tried to make a homemade pizza. I wanted to make the dough myself.
Uh-oh.
I followed a recipe I found online, but I think I used too much yeast. I left the dough in a bowl to rise and I went to watch a movie. When I came back, the dough had grown so much that it had spilled out of the bowl and was covering the entire kitchen counter. It looked like a giant white monster was taking over my house.
That is hilarious. My biggest disaster was also involving dough. I tried to make bread and I forgot to add the salt.
Oh no.
It sounds like a small mistake, but bread without salt is completely tasteless. It was like eating a piece of dry cardboard. I ended up throwing the whole loaf away. It was a very sad day for my kitchen.
We live and learn. That is part of the process, and I think that is a great lesson for our English learners too.
That is a great point, Alex. And food is such a helpful tool for learning. If you are a student, try reading a cookbook in English. You will see so many imperative verbs like chop and stir and boil. These are words we use every day.
Right.
And think about the adjectives. Instead of just saying the food is good, try saying it is succulent or zesty or crunchy.
I love those words. Succulent is such a great word for a piece of meat, and zesty is perfect for something with a lot of lemon or lime. There are also so many idioms. I was thinking about this earlier. We say someone is the breadwinner if they earn the money for the family, or we say something is a piece of cake if it is very easy.
Or my favorite is when someone is a cool cucumber, which means they are very calm and relaxed, even in a stressful situation. Well, I think we have reached the end of our time for today. I am definitely ready to go find something to eat now.
Me too. Thank you so much to everyone for listening to this episode of the English Workshop. We hope you enjoyed our conversation and maybe learned a few new words or phrases along the way.
We really appreciate your support. If you liked this video, please do not forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. It helps us reach more people who are trying to improve their English just like you.
We would also love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell us about your favorite food or a funny kitchen disaster you have had. We read all of your comments and we love hearing your stories. Until then, keep practicing and stay curious. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.